And joining me virtually now for an assessment of the level of participation of women and girls in science is data scientist Frances Oparaocha. Good to have you join us.
Thank you so much, Precious.
All right, so we talked about how we understand that, yes, there is a gender gap when it comes to science, when it comes to technology as well, and in engineering for women and boys. There is just a whole lot of gap. You find lesser women in this field. But for a lot of people who don't get it, when we say things like women are being excluded from participation, it looks like, oh, well, they've started again. You know, these women have started again. Explain to us and talk to us about how significant and how serious this is for it to even become a United Nations International Day.
Actually, there's been lots of opportunities out there for ladies too, but it depends. Like, most times, the ladies are not really that motivated. Right now, there are a lot of out there for ladies, a lot of empowerment programs for ladies, but most of them are not motivated enough. And also, some friends also want to, like, oh, we need males, they're less problematic. You know, there's always this bias in everything, especially when it comes to male, female. Some of them will always say the ladies are kind of problematic, they have issues, always complaining. But at the same time, most of these ladies too are not even ready. They are not there. There are lots of opportunities for us. There are lots of them. My growth was from these programs, empowerment programs for ladies. So a lot of things they feel is also difficult. So that has been like, can you hear me clearly?
Yes, I can. Please go ahead.
Yeah. So there's been this gender bias. Either they feel, or the ladies feel there is not enough opportunity, or it's too hard. And the organizations will prefer males to the females. Like, there's a job opening and we need 7 persons. 5 of them, we want 5 males, we want 2 females. It's not balanced, but then there's really nothing you can do, because they always have this idea that the ladies are, see, I don't have strength for complaints and the rest of it all. But then in tech,
and just to jump in, just to Frances, jump in, because when you talk about complaints, I think that would also do with the fact that they're not necessarily complaints, but the fact that women really have to be the one to care for their homes. And some of these jobs take you, sometimes, especially when there are emergencies, you have to stay, quite late at work. And sometimes, women say, look, I have to go home to take care of the kids because the man is not necessarily there to help out. So would that also be a challenge for women? Because sometimes these organizations say, look, women get pregnant, so you're not around, and then you have children to take care of. And those are some of the gender bias. And I'm asking you if that would constitute as some of the complaints you're talking about.
Yeah, it is actually. Like, most of them don't want to see. They don't want to have to employ someone to fill in that gap when these women go for maternity leave, when we go for maternity leave and the rest of it all. So they just don't want to spend that extra money, and they are not ready. So instead of having to employ more females that will have to leave for 3 months for maternity break and the rest, they feel it's better for them to employ guys that will always have to be there. So it's an issue also. It's like a very huge issue, very large one. If you go on LinkedIn and a lot of these platforms, you always see ladies complaining. I think my cousin lost her job when she got pregnant and had to give birth. Immediately she went on leave. The next thing she got was she was fired. Why? Because we can't wait for you to take care of your baby and resume work. So it's an issue also. It's a very big problem for us out there also.
And let's talk about the younger generation who wants to get it. For example, a lot of girls who are interested in science and technology as well as engineering. How do we get them into this field? And again, let's talk about language. Sometimes we say male-dominated field. Do you think that this also doesn't help in terms of inspiring the young ones? It creates some sort of mental conditioning for them.
Yeah, it does. It really does. That even when you want to, most times, our Nigerian system makes it look like you just have to get married, your family is your priority, and the rest of it all. So having to like, okay, make these ladies understand that you have to also do something for yourself. For example, what if your husband is no longer there? Who is going to help you out? Now, it becomes an issue because they know that because this field is kind of like male dominated. See, I'm not ready to even stress myself and the rest of it all. But they fail to understand that tech is actually something you can do sitting in your house most times. I can count how many times I've gone out this year, even last year, because I work majorly from my house, from my room. I'm in my sitting room now. This is a work day. I'm in my sitting room. I am doing this call. So it's something for the younger generations that really want to go into this. Motivate yourself. Just decide, make that decision that you really want to go into this field. A lot of issues will come up, but by the time you make your name, like by the time you make a name in the field, trust me, normal whatever comes around is something you can actually fight and overcome, because value is something that nobody can do without. Like, I'm bringing value to your organization, for crying out loud, so you cannot lay me off because I just gave birth. So if ladies are willing to like improve themselves to a point where they are almost indispensable, like I can't do without this lady in my firm, trust me, childbirth or no childbirth, bias or no bias, you'll be there. So many guys will even leave. So it's just a function of value. Learn to create value. And
absolutely, I will need to create more space for women as well in this field. Thank you so much for talking to us. Data scientist, I was trying to get that, data scientist Frances Oparaocha.
yeah.